So welcome guys, and I am so excited to be having you all here. It's such an exciting time, and every time I kick off these mentorship groups each month, it's really exciting for me because I can remember being a new coach like it was yesterday, and I remember being terrified, excited, and completely overwhelmed. I think would probably be the three words that I would use. So if you're feeling any one of those things or all three of those things at once, then just know that that's really, really normal. And I just wanted to kind of set the tone of the call by saying, just remember that no matter what coach you look at on their journey, like if they're being successful or whatever, remember that they all started right where you are. That they're no different from you. They all started with exactly the same fears, exactly the same worries, exactly the same kind of insecurities. And certainly I was no different. So just know that your success with this business will be 95% based on your mindset related to it. And that's why I'll go on to say the personal development mindset piece is the most fundamental part of this coaching. The training is great. Even the workout programs are great, but I'm going to say something that might surprise you. And that is there should never, ever, ever be a day as a coach when you don't do personal development, because the mindset is what will hold you back in this business, not your fitness level or anything else. Your mindset is fundamental. So if you can kind of just lodge that in your brain forever and just say to yourself, right, every single day without fail, I am going to do 15 minutes of reading a personal development book or listening to one, and just make it part of your day and a habit. If you're a busy mum, I know we've got a lot of mums, then I'll tell you when I do mine, and that's often when I'm just getting my workout clothes on to do my workout. Quite honestly, I'm just listening then. I might be downstairs making up my coffee in the morning, or it might just be when I get out the shower and my phone is on my mantelpiece and I'm just putting my moisturizer and my clothes on. That's when I listen to my PD. So it's not like I'm saying make additional time, but just know that that will make or break your success. It is absolutely fundamental. And when I was a new coach, I remember the first week and my coach said, how are you getting on? And I said, I'm actually really struggling. And she said, are you doing personal development? And I was like, no, because I just didn't believe in self-help books. I didn't think I needed them. I'd, had a really successful career without them. Thanks very much. I don't need a self-help book. But that was exactly why I needed a self-help book, right? Because I just was completely closed off to the idea. So I wanted to start by saying that, but I wanted to also say how excited I am for you. Like, this opportunity is whatever you make it, and I absolutely mean that, hand on heart. And you might be like, well, Izzy's got a head in the clouds. No, I haven't. It takes work to build a phenomenal business, but if you want to build a phenomenal business, that is absolutely what you can do. Yeah, there's a lot of ups and downs along the way, but I came into this a completely different person to what I am today. And I'm so much happier and I'm so much more confident. And I want that for every woman. Like, the more women that I can help feel like I feel, the more valuable that's been. Like, that's really the aim of the game for me here, is to have everyone feel confident, comfortable in their own skins, and leading a life that they enjoy and that they love. And genuinely it is possible. So I am just going to share my screen. So this is the kickoff call. I'm just going to do the presentation. If you've got any questions, guys, do just pop them in the comments box, and I'll try and cover off any questions that you might have. So hopefully you guys, can you all see that okay? If you can just nod, that would be thanks.
Yeah.
So first things first, most of you guys, I actually put this in the page earlier on, the little chat threads, but I wanted to break it down. And essentially, the email that you've got from me, the long and short of the email that you've got from me is this. So I think it's always good to have a visual to break it down. So on the left here, you've got pick your program, log into beachbodyondemand.com. I think most of you have done that. Most of you have told me you've chosen your program. You're, I think, all doing 21 Day Fix, apart from Heather, because she's doing the prep. And ensure that you have your daily superfood every single day. I know for a lot of you, you've just enrolled, you don't yet have it in the post, and that's totally okay. But what I will say, hand on heart, is that the reason why I was successful as a new coach genuinely was because I came into this and said, right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I want to know the program works. I want to know the nutrition works. I want to know I believe in it. And I want to believe in it so that I don't feel like I'm ever selling to anybody. Because genuinely, if you ever feel like you're selling to anybody, you absolutely you do not believe in what you're doing enough. Because honestly, what you do should be quite an organic process. If you genuinely believe in it, you're just quite frankly and honestly going to be just sharing what you do, and people will join you because they'll feel that energy. So make sure when your superfood arrives, with that being said, that you have it every single day. And I say that because a lot of the time when people start, they might have the superfood one day and they're like, oh, actually, I forgot to have it on yesterday, but then I had it, and then but you're not going to feel the full benefit. And the reason why I say that is that the superfood has got over 40 different micronutrients in it. And with that being said, it's going to take the body time to build those micronutrients up in the body and for you to really feel the benefit. And I say 2 weeks because it was after 2 weeks of having a superfood that I literally felt like I had never had so much energy. I just felt amazing. It's even got like properties in there that have got natural antidepressants. Like, I cannot go a day without this stuff. I genuinely mean it. If I travel, I pack sachets. Like, this is like why I'm full of energy. It's why I never break out. It's why I feel great. And it is fundamental because it's really going to carry you through. If you imagine like your energy levels are dipping and you're reaching for sugar, which inevitably happens if you're not fueling your body properly, then you're not going to have the energy to push through your workout program. And fundamentally, obviously, at the core of what we do as coaches, we need to lead by example. So we need to be the people who are showing up and we're doing the program. We're not skipping a workout because we've not got the energy, right? So that's really, really crucial. And if after 2 weeks you've tried it and you hate it and you say, Izzy, I think it's a load of rubbish, that's totally fine. But stick put for 2 weeks and trust me on that, because I can guarantee you'll be thanking me further down the track. So start your training. Hopefully you guys have all looked at that email you've got into that Beachbody Champions page, which was a link that I put on that initial welcome email. And essentially the Beachbody Champions page, you've then just got on there. I'm just going to so essentially you've got the training, and you will have the units on the left hand side. And what I say is, regardless of, let's just skip to slide, regardless of how busy you are, regardless of whether or not you've got a full-time job, regardless of whether or not you are a full-time stay-at-home mum, you've got to trust me and believe that you absolutely can finish 1 unit a day. It just means that you're going to have to look at your schedule and work out where you're going to do it. It shouldn't take that long. But the reason why I say that's so important is because what you want to do is create these habits as a new coach as kind of quickly as you can. And if you're doing your workout and the personal development I'll come on to in a second, the only other thing you need to do is your training. You just want to make sure you're feeding your mind with that training every day. And then what I say, and I've said to most of you guys that I've had one-on-ones with already, is let me know when you get to unit 3. Some of you will finish unit 3 in, I had a coach who like finished the whole lot in a day, I think, in the last one. But it just depends. Like, it's not a competition, but let me know when you finish unit 3. Ideally, you're going to finish that on Wednesday if you're going to do a unit a day, because then what I'm going to do is get on another call with you and then give you a little bit more further pointers of, okay, guys, this is what's next. And it's really just a way of you being accountable, right? You're in a whole new thing. You're your own boss, and that can sound amazing, but that can bring its own challenges, because of course when we're our own bosses, we're like, yeah, whatever, I'll just do it tomorrow. And unfortunately, kind of building that sort of disciplined mindset is going to take time. So if we can start having you being a little bit accountable from the outset, it's really going to help you. That's really the main reason for it. And then the third piece, which I obviously opened the call with, is personal development. I don't think I need to impress upon you enough the importance of this anymore. But what I will say is that the book that I absolutely swear by, and I think I've listened to it about 4 times, maybe 5 times, is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. How to achieve greatness and be awesome in your life, I think is like the subtitle. But essentially, I haven't had any new coach that's fed back and said, I didn't like it as an author. Like, she she basically gives you that confidence muscle to be like, do you know what? Stuff it. I'm not worried about what people will think, because I'm not going to hold myself back because I'm worrying what other people are going to think. And I'm not going to let my self-limiting beliefs hold me back. That's the long and short of the book. Obviously, there's a lot more to it. But it's a fantastic book, and it's really, really good for where you are right now as a foundation book. So I recommend listening in the Audible app. It is an orange app. It's completely free, and your first credit is free. And essentially, if you download the Audible app, it will link to your Amazon, and then you literally type in the book title in Amazon, write Audible next to it, hit return, and pretty much most book titles are on Audible, and the first credit is free. So that's what I would say. But Girl Wash Your Face is amazing. I'm actually listening to that at the moment because I haven't listened to it for so long. Rachel Hollis, I don't know if you guys have heard of her, but she's sensational. But listen for 15 minutes a day. Okay, so really kind of breaking down those, I suppose, 3 buckets: fitness and nutrition. And I think you should really like imagine this kind of coach piece as if you've got like a pyramid, and along the bottom you've got you and your journey. Okay, the fundamental to this business is made on you seeing results, you pouring into yourself. And I don't want to see anyone move to try and help other people until they're really putting themselves first, because your business can't be built if you're kind of broken at the bottom, right? So if that's you and you're starting this journey, and like we're all like here for a reason, right? We all want something more from life. That's why you're all coaching. Just make this your you time, right? Really fall in love with it. As I said in that like slide before, enjoy the journey. Like enjoy the journey. If you have to write that on a piece of paper and stick it on your wall for the next 21 days, or for as long as you're a coach, just write it down, because your success will be found where you find joy. Okay, so take a before photo today, and don't be like me, which when I started as a new coach, I waited, I think, 10 days to take a before photo because I really didn't want to take one. I didn't like the concept of before and after photos. I felt really self-conscious. I thought everyone was going to judge me. And then I got the most phenomenal results, but I couldn't really showcase the phenomenal results as well as I could have done because I waited 10 days. Okay, so promise me you'll take that photo today. You don't have to send it to me. You don't have to send it to anybody, but keep it on your phone, stick it on the fridge, whatever it might be. Save it as your screensaver if you know that's what you want to do, and let it be the motivation to stick to your workout program like glue, and follow the Beachbody Guide to Nutrition like glue. So the Beachbody Guide to Nutrition comes in the post when your Shakeology arrives, but it is also under the program materials section of pretty much every single Beachbody program. And essentially, I think it's like page 4, there's a section in there that's going to tell you, okay, what's your weight? What's your goal? Do you want to lose weight, tone up, or gain weight? It's going to give you a calorie bracket, and it's got all of these recipes in there. So really, I would just say, for the 21 days, stick to it. It's not a diet. Yeah, it's healthy eating. There's some quite fun recipes. You can bring your family in for the ride. And once you've done this 21 days, I can definitely talk to you about the Ultimate Portion Fix, which is a proper full-on nutrition course that kind of really deep dives into those portion containers and everything else. I'm not going to do that now, but this kind of gives you a glimmer of that, and I absolutely swear by it. It's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this, because my bugbear, and I'm sure it's a lot of yours, was great, I've gone to the gym, I've done loads of workouts, and I'm seeing no results. And lo and behold, it's because the nutrition is just all over the place, or we're trying to follow some crash diet that's never ever going to stick because it's not realistic, or it's not going to give you joy long term. So this cracked everything for me, because it basically lifted the weight of the world off my shoulders, and I could feel like I could live my life without being obsessed down to like every last calorie. Don't know if anyone else has been there, but that is phenomenal. Have your superfood every day, as I said, and share your journey. Okay, and this is the first point that you're going to be like, oh, I feel a bit sick about that. Okay, that's totally normal. But remember, if you are in the business of helping people, you cannot possibly help them if you don't let them in. If they don't know what you're doing and you don't let them in from the start, they are, when you then start talking to them or you post some results, they are going to have no idea how you've got them. You're going to have to spend all your time explaining it. You're going to probably stutter over your words trying to explain this whole thing. If you just quite simply let people in right now And I would say set yourself a goal of doing just 10 stories a day. Some of you might have never done a video story in your life or a story in your life. Some of you are probably quite used to it, okay? So 10 stories, and I'm not saying that has to all be about this, right? It doesn't have to all be about this. And certainly I wouldn't want it to all be about this. I think you should let them into your life a little bit, because people need to see that you're real, okay? People need to see that you're doing this program, you're having your superfood, maybe you share like a healthy meal, but also that you're real, like you're a mum, or you go out to work, or you've got a dog and you take it, you know, whatever it might be, you like wine, you know, just be you and be true to who you are as much as you can. And that is really hard, or it certainly was for me to begin with. I didn't want to let people into my life at all. And so the biggest thing that we do as coaches, and I see it time and time again, is we're like, okay, cool, well, I feel really confident about my fitness and nutrition stuff, so I'm just going to post my workout clips, I'm going to post my superfood, and I'm going to share some share a meal, and I don't know, not going to see me on there for the rest of the day, right? And that's normal. But again, if people see that and you don't let them into who you are, or kind of your personality, people can't connect with you. And so the kind of business is built on connection, as you will see. Like, a lot of you guys have joined me because you've connected with me. You've connected with me over and above what I do, because I've been talking to you, or you've seen me on the stories, in the videos. So share your journey. And this is kind of the most terrifying thing of all for everybody. I remember nearly physically vomiting when I did this the first time when I was a new coach, and I nearly pulled the video clips down. Talking to the camera. Now, if you've never spoken to the camera before, it's going to be completely alien, and it is going to make you feel massively uncomfortable. But I can promise you, the reason why these video clips of you is so fundamental is that people want to get to know you. And if you imagine human interaction at its best form, it is in the flesh. And what's in the flesh is people seeing you, they're seeing your face move. What's the closest we can get to that? You on video talking to camera. It's not vain. People are trying to build connection with you. So if that helps you, and I'm not saying all of a sudden you need to do like 50 clips a day, absolutely not. Even if you just do like 2 little, like, I've just finished my workout and that, oh my goodness, whatever it might be, you've probably seen other coaches in the group do that. And certainly, like, you've all got each other's Instagram handles, which is amazing, because hopefully you're all going to egg each other on. You're all going to be in it together. You're all doing this terrifying thing together. And I actually love the fact we've got a big group, because it's going to be really encouraging for all of you. So 2 to 3 video clips of your workout each day. And again, people often say, how do I do that, Izzy? How do I do a video clip? And again, like, you won't believe this, when I was a new coach, I had no idea how I could even like video to my face. Like, I didn't even know how to do it. I was like, how do I do a video on my phone? Like, I've only ever taken a photo. So you turn your, you're probably all a lot more advanced technologically than I was, but you just turn your the video to face you, click start and stop. So what I do usually when I work out is I prop my phone up on a tripod, but you can prop it up on like a wall or something, or on a desk. It doesn't have to be a tripod. I click start when I start, say, like a round of a movement, and then I hit stop. And then once I've finished, I'll have like maybe 6 or 8 video clips. I'll go through, I pick more than 2 or 3, but that's, you know, I'm a lot further on than you guys are, but you just pick a couple, edit them and post. Like, it's really all you need to do. You can put music to it, you know. So that's really important, because if you talk about your fitness journey and you get these amazing results and you don't do this, people aren't going to have a clue what you're doing. So just imagine, like, the whole piece needs to connect. So when you do your post, people need to understand what's going on in the background, and Instagram stories is where it's at to build connection. Without question. So I feel like I don't need to do this slide, because I made such a big deal of it at the start. So it is the key to your success. I said 95%. I think it probably is 95%, but here it says 90. Personal development is the key to your success, and your personal growth is where your success will come from. Your personal growth is all in the mind, okay? It doesn't matter how many fitness programs you do. You know, if you're not doing this piece, I can promise you that it's going to be difficult for anybody. You know, some of us are going to have more struggles than others, but all of us need it. And this is the book I mentioned. This is another phenomenal book. Now, this is more professional development, but if you are going to go and download this in Amazon, please go and download this in Amazon as well. Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Newstad. She is a phenomenal network marketer. She's actually with Roden and Fields. But essentially, the reason why this book is so amazing for where you guys are now is that basically she lays down the foundation for setting up your business from the start. And it's all about like, how do you connect with people? It's not like how to talk to them about Roden and Fields, right? Because that's obviously not what you're doing. But it's about how to connect with them, how to even construct conversations. And even today, there are things that I took out of this book that I use over and over and over again. And if you can listen to this, even just for 5 minutes a day, even if you've just got 5 minutes, I can promise you that this is going to set you off on the right foot. And it's really going to help you do that stuff that I'm going to be saying to you, right? Now you need to go and do this. And you're going to be thinking, oh, I really don't want to do that. But this book is really going to back you up and help you on that journey. So it's a really phenomenal book for a new coach. Okay. So as I said earlier on, just make your way through that Beachbody Champions page training, 1 unit per day minimum, really just so that you're getting into the habit of just taking daily action in your business. That's what it's all about. And advise me or Joey when you have finished unit 3, and then I'll get on a one-on-one with you. And what I'll do is I'll just talk to you about kind of next steps. Okay, so hopefully that's quite simple and quite easy to follow. I hope so. So when it comes, the reason why I'm explaining this today, oh, I've bumped on a slide. The reason why I'm explaining this today is that often what happens is you start this and the first people who want to join you are your friends and family, without question. And I just want to make it really clear to you guys that for the first 3 months, I would be very, very, very surprised if you enroll anybody who is not a friend or family member. And I say that because when you're creating connections with people you don't know and you're talking to them about this and they say no, and they say not right now, and they say they're not interested, I really want you to remember this, that actually doesn't matter how talented you're going to be in this business. For the first 3 months, I'd be highly surprised if you get anybody you don't know to trust you enough to believe in what you're doing when you haven't clearly done it for that long on social media to enroll and do whatever it is you're doing. So just remember that this business is not get rich quick. This business is not built overnight. It is built with consistency over time. And that is why enjoying your own journey and just genuinely sharing it is what will help you see success, because you're not going to pin it on, oh, that person enrolled, that person didn't. But the reason why I explain this now is that often what happens is you bob along on your journey, you start doing the first week, you're like getting a bit confident in front of the camera, you're doing a couple of video clips, maybe you get some really quick results, because if you're suddenly dialing in your nutrition and you're eating healthily, you might well do, and you might post some form of transformation, or someone might see you working out and be like, wow, and they're your friends and family, and what's going to happen is they're going to go, what is it you're doing? And you're like, oh, okay, oh, I wasn't expecting you to ask me that so soon. And then they're really interested. And then you're almost too scared to even tell them what it is because you don't know what to say. And so that's why I want to kind of give you some confidence now with this and say, well, basically, all you're going to do is explain what you enrolled with, aside from the coach piece, right? So they're going to get the year-round access to the platform of over 60 complete master trainer device programs. They're going to get the superfood, the Beachbody Guide to Nutrition, and access to, and I'm going to add you all, by the way, after this call, to my virtual gym, which is where I put all my clients and coaches. They get access to the community where we all engage and share workout clips and recipes and superfood and mindset stuff. But Share a Cart is within the coach office. Okay. So I think most of you, when you enrolled as a coach, you got sent an initial training that comes straight from Beachbody explaining the back office. Okay. To do a Share a Cart, and you might want to just write this down, it is covered in the Beachbody Champions training, but sometimes people get to this point and they've got someone that wants to enroll before they've got there. You log into Coach Office and you go to Grow My Business. Okay. And then you go to Share a Cart. And what you're going to do is you're going to enroll them with exactly what you've enrolled with. So customer or a coach, you're going to enroll them with a challenge pack, There's a Summer Strong sale in June, which you guys know about because most of you enrolled at the 140 level. It's regularly 160. You're going to choose an annual Beachbody On Demand challenge pack, and you are going to ask them what flavor superfood they want. So exactly how I asked you, what flavor do you want? If you like the vanilla, as I do, you're probably just going to recommend your favorite flavor. And there's a vegan option as well. Okay, so then you just complete it. You can edit the email, so you can personalize it, hit send, and then you're going to copy the link. It will say copy link, copy the link and paste it to your friend or family member who wants to join, and they just fill it out much as you did. So it's really, really simple. You don't have to like get product into your house or get them to go on the website to choose. You literally set up the person's cart and you send it to them, which is super cool. Okay. So when you have got to the end of unit 3, what I'm going to get you guys to do, and I think you guys have got an email from Beachbody already. As soon as you enroll, they get you thinking about setting up your challenge group. And I actually love this for you guys now, because you guys probably don't realize, but at the beginning of May, BOD groups came in, which is all attached to Beachbody On Demand. And essentially, you as a new coach have just the easiest way of setting up and running your own groups, which is essentially where your first clients are going to go. Okay, and really from day dot, I want you guys all to set up your own groups. And the reason why I want you to do that is that the coaches that see success and continue to do well are the coaches that start setting up their own groups and start taking responsibility for them from the outset. I see it time and time again. It doesn't mean that you can't add them to my groups. Of course, my groups have got more engagement, and if you've got a small group, you might not get that much engagement. So absolutely, if you want to add anyone to my group, the more the merrier. They can engage in there too, but I'm going to get you guys to do this right from the outset. It shouldn't be scary. It's super simple. Beachbody On Demand has a really, and the training is going to teach you how to set them up. They've even got ways of scheduling out the posts for you. So say you wanted to do a 21-day fix bootcamp, which is what a lot of new coaches do, because they've obviously done the 21-day fix. They're confident in it. They do another round, and it will schedule out the post for that specific program for you with all of the writing. So it's amazing in that sense. If you're really busy, it's going to schedule them out. You could also, if you've got more time, like I love to brand my stuff, you know, obviously this is like my, in quotation marks, full-time business around my son. So I love to have my own branding now. So I use Canva for my visuals. Canva, if you haven't ever been into it, I advise you to go in. It's how I create my little visuals in my stories, and it is really nice. And I think it's really confidence building to have your own like branding. But certainly in the beginning, don't spend loads of time doing this, because that's not an income producing activity and you've got other things you need to learn. But definitely go and have a look. And I put set a start date for the end of May, beginning of June. It should say end of June, beginning of July. Okay. This was for the last group that I did. So really, you know, this week, I'd say by midweek, you should be setting up your group, and just as long as you're showcasing your journey from day one, then people are going to want to join you. Okay. And then you're just going to start asking people if they want to join you. So you got friends and family, all of the rest of it. You know, I've got invite scripts in the team page, which is the new Team Hustle and Heart team page where you've all been introduced. So under the files section, there is an invite whole section there. But with your friends and family, I don't think you want to use a script, right? You just want to have a conversation with them. Hey, I'm doing this thing, because that will just sound really weird if you use a script on people you know. Okay. And this is where Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Newstead becomes really, really helpful, because she talks about this. This week, by the end of the week, I want every single one of you to have written down 100 names. And you're probably thinking, Izzy, I don't even have 100 names that I could write down. You absolutely do. If you go into your Facebook friends or you go into your Instagram, you've got 100 names you can write down. And what we tend to do, and Romy goes through this, she talks about how we're like, in our head, we're like, okay, cool, that person. We think of another name, we're like, oh no, I can't ask that person. So that person's name doesn't go on the list. All of those people's names should go on the list, and you should ask all of them and try to take your emotion out of it. And the reason why I say that is that I have got women in my business now who would be the last person I would have ever asked to join me, and they absolutely love it and ended up approaching me because I was too scared to do this. So don't think you know who will be interested and who won't, because genuinely you really, really don't. And the quicker you can take your opinions of that out of it and just unashamedly just ask them, the more successful you'll be, and the more people you'll genuinely help who actually really need your help. And what you're going to do is go through that list and highlight whether or not you think they'd be a customer. You've probably got people already that you're thinking of. There's going to be less of them, but within your circle who you think would be good at the coaching. And it's really important to highlight those guys too. And as I said, the invite scripts is in the team page in the files section of the Hustle and Heart team page. So what you're going to do tomorrow, and please, please, please share these all in the chat thread, over and above doing your unit 1 and 2. So hopefully you'll be on to unit 2 tomorrow. You are going to do your coming out post. Okay. And your coming out post is you sharing your fitness journey. So you're going to talk about the fact that you've just started this new journey, that you're really scared, but that you're inviting people along to join you. And I'm just going to get the visual that I use, because what I do is I send you guys the post that I initially did. So I'm just going to screenshot that and I'll send it in the chat thread for you so that you've got some ideas. And what I would encourage you to do is to send it into the group, because of course you're all following each other. And then when you post, you can all go and like and encourage each other, because I'll tell you, the most terrifying thing I ever did as a new coach was that. The coming out post. I was so worried about that. What is everyone going to think? Like, you know, oh goodness. And now I just don't even worry about what people think, quite frankly. And it was all mindset. But in the beginning, you will be massively worried what people are going to think. And that is going to be the hardest thing you do. I remember like hitting post and again, feeling super sick. So always use minimum 28 hashtags. The reason why I say that, maximum, that should say maximum, I'm so sorry. Don't use 30, because if you use 30, Instagram actually thinks you might be a bot and you can get shadow banned. So do 28 and really try to use 28. And the way that
sorry, I'm just on a call.
Oh.
No, it's fine.
The way that you use the hashtags should be very much according to you and what you enjoy or what your interests are. So for example, like Gail, she's like really into her, like she's in mums groups, she's really supportive, that's who she is. So you want to think of all those mums hashtags, like postpartum fitness journey, postpartum journey, mums supporting mums, that kind of thing. You know, for some of you guys, you're going to be like dog mums. So make sure that you use the hashtags that are relevant to who you are and the kind of person you want to attract. And you might want to spend like 5-10 minutes just thinking of a few. You can always go into my post and look at the hashtags I use and take inspiration from them. I really don't mind. But the hashtags is how people find you on social media. So they'll search a hashtag, and if your post appears like quite high up, they might go in and find you and then follow you. So you want to make sure that those hashtags are relevant to who you are. Okay. My fitness journey, that sort of thing. So 10 minimum stories per day. And you might be sitting there thinking, that is such a lot to do. And I can promise you, I could do 10 stories in probably 2 minutes. It's really not. It's just, 1, it's practice, and 2, it's a mindset. So once you get going with them, you'll find that super, super easy. It won't take you much time at all. It's just remembering sometimes to take the photos. Like, oh, there's a, you know, in the morning, if I'm doing like a nice breakfast, I'll just snap it and I'll post it later. Okay. So it takes me 2 seconds. So one of them should be a nutrition picture. One of them should be your superfood, because people want to see that that's connected with your journey and your results. 1 or 2 of you talking about what it is you're doing, or I think the best time to do it, and the time that's probably most natural for you as a new coach to start doing this, is after you've worked out, because you've naturally got more energy and actually you're probably going to feel really upbeat about it, and that's the time to talk about it. So I've just done my, you know, whatever, it was this, I thought it was going to be that, but now I feel this. Yeah. So I was dreading it, I couldn't be bothered, but now I feel amazing. Pleasure and pain points. Yeah. So I felt terrible and now I feel amazing. Pain to pleasure. Yeah. So, and don't make that one up, like be genuinely honest, because people can see through if you're gonna make stuff up. I'm sure you wouldn't, but your life in general. So just like a couple of your life in general, could you be, you know, you'll see me like out for walks with my son, or like having cuddles with him, or with my dogs, whatever. So I think you've pretty much got 10 there. So that's 2 to 3 workout clips, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you've probably got 9 ideas there. So what I'm going to do is actually in here, I've just sent you some IG stories ideas in that chat thread as well that you can just reflect on. It's just easy to reference my chat thread. And so really, I just want to, like, the kind of purpose of this call is to kind of get everything cut and dry, right? You're starting your training, you're doing your workout program, you're doing your personal development every day. What's my goal for the month, Izzy? What should I be doing? Help 3 people get started, okay? I'm not going to say you have to do it, because nothing in this business is like you have to do this by then. I'm not that kind of person. But what I will say is that your success and your trajectory in this business will be determined by this. You are far more likely to see success long term, and you are far more likely to really, really believe in this if you help people, you know, because you're seeing success from the start. And of course, when you start helping people, and I say this sometimes to some of my new girls, you don't know the amazing feeling that you get when you actually help people get started and they turn around and they say to you, thank you so much, I actually really needed this in my life, and it's changed my life so much, and I'm so much happier. And honestly, when that starts to happen, even just the first person, you will be overwhelmed by how amazing that's going to make you feel. And I know you guys can't see that, but that, you know, for me, what drives me is that when one of my coaches or one of my clients says something like that's worth everything to me, because I want somebody to feel like that. So just get in your sights, right? I'm going to write my list of 100 names. And it doesn't matter if you invite them all and they're like, no, 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 because most likely they are going to say no, because they don't know what you're doing. But the point is an invite is a seed sown, okay? They're watching you because you've invited them, okay? And then getting your 3 people, certainly in your first month, should be really easy, because if you're following your program, you're doing your nutrition, you're loving it, you're sharing a bit on your social media, when you share those results and you say that you're going to start a virtual gym or challenge group or whatever you want to call it, they will bang down your door. And the girls in May were really, really successful with this. So helping 3 people covers the cost of the superfood. And for me, I had the superfood the first month and I was like, there is no way I'm not having this, and I'm just going to earn enough in my business to pay for it. And that was really like as complicated as this business ever got for me, until I started to really catch the vision and fall in love with it. And then that changed. So for me, I wanted to have the superfood and I didn't want to have to pay for it. And if I help 3 people each month, I paid for it. So that's why I want that to be your goal, because I don't really want any of you having to pay for that. You know, you want that to pay for itself. And that's known as Success Club. So hitting Success Club is just the benchmark. And if you hit Success Club 3 out of your first 6 months, so in 3 of the first 6 months, this is phenomenal, by the way, you get access to the test group for one of the new programs they're going to film, which means you are being able to play and do the workout programs as the cast film a brand new Beachbody on demand program. And I did that last year with Morning Meltdown, and it was one of the most incredible experiences of my life, because nobody else was doing that apart from the test group. And of course, that's going to propel your business, because you're going to be doing a program and people aren't going to know what you're doing, and there's going to be fear of missing out. So that, you know, that in itself is amazing. You get a free summit ticket. If you hit Success Club your first 3 of your 6 months, you get a free summit ticket. Now, the summit is our big annual event. It was in Indianapolis last year in July. I worked out with 20,000 coaches from UK, Canada, and US in the streets of Indianapolis. They closed like 9 blocks. And I will never, ever, ever forget that. I bawled my eyes out. It was the most amazing feeling. Like the streets just closed to basically loads of women in their teams working out early in the morning. Like all the police had closed the roads. It was incredible. And if you hit Success Club in 3 of your first 6 months, you will get that ticket for free. Your plane ticket won't be paid for, but the ticket to the event is completely paid for. And that was my goal. My goal was, I don't want to pay for my Shakeology, and I'm going to get my summit ticket. And it's what I did, because that was a non-negotiable for me. And actually, the 3rd month, I had 2 people and I was one person short, and I basically just begged my father-in-law to do it, and he did. So I was like, otherwise I'm not going to get this free ticket. So in summary, to complete in week 1, complete the 21-day fix week 1. Obviously for Heather, you're going to complete week 1 of the prep. You are going to do your coming out post for day 1. It's a bit late for you guys in the UK to do a post now. You can if you want to, but I would suggest doing that tomorrow for the guys in the UK. And please, if you guys are nervous or you're not sure, or you're like, I'm not sure about this wording, and you end up just kind of procrastinating and almost not posting, please just send it to me. I'll help you with your wording. I'll tell you what I think of the photo. I'm here to help. Don't think that I can't help because I've never been there. I absolutely have, and I know how it feels. And you want to finish unit 5 by Friday. Okay, that's your goal. 7 days of personal development. Yeah, 15 minutes every day. Set up a challenge group. Come like Wednesday or Thursday. I'd expect you to be doing that. And you don't need to be like setting it up to get people in like next week. Set it up for the end of this month, the beginning of the new month, because of course that's when people get paid. And what we do here is something that people use their additional income for. So you're going to get them usually at the end or the beginning of a new month. Okay, so it's kind of perfect timing for when you've started, because you've got a nice lead in to that kind of time frame. And you're going to write your list of names of your warm market, so your friends and family, and you're just going to start asking them. And they're going to say no to start with, guys, because that you're not going to have any results to show, but they're going to be watching you. Enjoy the journey. And that really is what this is all about. It's, you just always remember that, no matter what. And I just wanted to see if you guys have got any questions. Don't worry if you haven't.
I don't think so.
Have I completely stunned you all into silence? Are you all terrified? It's my pleasure, Zoe. And just like, I would say, just lean into this group. You know, you guys are here creating a little community in itself here. You are all in the same boat. You are all doing this together. And if there is one thing I can say that has really helped me along my road to success, it's leaning into the community, not out. I always, I can't remember which coach it was that said it. It was in a call, a national wake up call, which incidentally is every Monday. And she said, you always want to get into the middle of the bed. Okay. If you're on the outside of the bed, you're going to fall out. And she is absolutely right. Get into the community, embrace it, embrace one another, support one another, cheer each other on. That's what this is all about. And you guys have got a really lovely opportunity as kind of a group of 10 of you guys to really do that. And, you know, yes, there's a broader team page, but you guys can have that connection. You're all in it together. So support one another. And you can all do it. I'm so excited for you all. Honestly, it's the most incredible opportunity. And I know you guys probably can't see that yet, but it really, really is. And that's really exciting. Right, has anyone got any questions? Are you sure you don't have any questions?
I think you've covered it really well.
Okay,
You've been
good.
very thorough. So
I just like to make sure that everyone's taken care of. That's the main thing.